Hey folks, it's me Brian, and this is what I'm drinking today. I'm having Sierra Nevada's Premium Pills Craft Lager, 4.7% alcohol by volume, and this comes in a nifty 8.4 fluid ounce can, which is the same exact size as a Red Bull. So folks, if you have children at home, don't put this in your refrigerator that is accessible to a child who may mistake it for, well, if they can read, they shouldn't mistake it for a Red Bull. But if they can't read, they may think, oh, look, a green soda, just like the Red Bulls that Daddy likes to drink. Anyway, this is brought to you by the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company out of those two interesting places that are on the opposite sides of the United States, Chico, California, and Mills River, North Carolina. I'm not going to read the description on the back. I'm just going to crack it right open. This little thing cost me about $1.99 at Total Wine. I think the six pack, well, I'm not going to try and remember, but it was pretty cheap and it had an interesting shape. You know, it's like a Red Bull. I've never seen this in a beer. This is the very first time, so I said, let me get it. So it is very light in color, very aggressive pour, a lot of carbonation, very pale. It's a very pale beer. About a finger and change, closer to two of head. White foamy head. Let's give it a sniff. Oh, so it has like a dank, musky, like aroma. So like, think of a dank IPA, like a kind of a skunky type of aroma. Not very pleasant, not very appealing. Now I know some of you like dank IPAs and stuff. That's not for me personally. But this is not saying it's an IPA, it's saying it's a Pilsner. But it has that dank smell. Not appetizing at all. Anyway, so the appearance, I mean, I give it a, well, I won't even judge the appearance. I mean, it's a Pilsner, it's going to be paler. It gives a great deal of head, so that's good. But the aroma is so off-putting. Thumbs down for that. So, enough of describing it, its appearance and its aroma. Let's give it a taste. Prost, my friends. Light mouthfeel, of course, since it is only 4.7% alcohol by volume and light colored. Taste-wise, just a slight bitterness. Not as bitter as I thought it was going to taste. Not as bitter as some Pilsners that I've had. So it's not, so if you're looking for like a really bitter Pilsner, this is not it. If you are kind of averse to having a little bit of sweetness in your beer, then this is not it. Also, it has just a touch of sweetness. Let's give it another taste. Yeah, slightly bitter, crisp, dry finish. Yeah, very dry finish. Nothing else to really report about the flavors. So, how would I rate this? I would give this about maybe a 76 out of 100. The aroma is so off-putting. It just takes away from any enjoyment for me that you can get from the actual taste of the beer. Of course, when you bring the glass up to your mouth to drink, and you inhale, you get that just god awful dank aroma, and the rest is just like it's like you don't even. It's hard to even process the taste after that. Let's give it one more taste for good measure. Yeah, I mean, this is going to sound completely bizarre, but it tastes as if someone burned like lettuce. That's a very odd way to describe an aroma, but since it is like a lager, it has like some, like earth tone, earthiness to the aroma, but it's as if they burnt it, like, they burnt lettuce and that was the resulting smell, like a burning of a plant. That's what this smells like. So there you have it, folks, another review in the books. I would say for this, I don't recommend it. It was a novelty, right? This can is a novelty. It looks like a Red Bull. I mean, come on now. This should be reserved for Red Bulls or canned cocktails. The size, the shape, not beers. And so that's what got me, right? The novelty of the can. But it is a mass-produced, like big box brand, if you will, Sierra Nevada. I mean, you see it everywhere. I don't think their beers have the best quality. And this is like further evidence, take it or leave it. I know some people love them because they're in so many stores, but I think what may appeal to a lot of people is just their price point. It is a cheap beer, and it's decent for like its price point. That's why I didn't give it a totally bad grade. But I think you can find better at a price point as cheap as Sierra Nevada's beers. So there you have it, folks. Another review in books. Sierra Nevada, I give it a C, just average, if you will. Stay safe, stay sane, and I will see you on the next video.